Welcome to my YouTube channel Modi Mechanical Engineering Tutorials. In this video, I would like to explaining in details into the MCQs on milling machines. So this is our session number 3 for the MCQ on milling machines. So first of all, subscribe my channel for the preparation of GAT, UPSC, then all the government examinations. Now we will start with our question number 1. Very thin chips with end mills. Option A. Dull the cutting edge quickly. Option B. Improve tool life. Option C. Sharpen the cutting edge. And option D. Causes tool breakage. So basically that will be the very thin chips with end mills. So basically that will be dull the cutting edge quickly. So the right answer is option A. Then next question. Plain milling cutters, if used to mill step or grooves, would cause option A. Very good surface finish. Option B. Extreme rubbing. Option C. Excessive power consumption. And option D. Correcting of centering. So basically in case of the plain milling cutters, that will be extremely rubbings, while that will be used to mill steps or grooves. So for working on to making a steps or grooves by the plain milling cutters, so that will be having a extreme rubbing actions. So the option B, that will be the right answer. The next. Standard taper generally used on milling machine spindle is option A. Morse. Option B. Brown and Sharp. Option C. Chapman. And option D. Sellers. So basically standard taper we use generally on milling machine spindle, and that will be the Brown and Sharp. So the right answer is B. The next. The sharpening milling cutters, the width of the land can be reduced by grinding onto the option A. Primary clearance angle. Option B. Secondary clearance angle. Option C. Rack angle. And option D. Suitable nose radius. So basically for sharpening the milling cutters, the width of the land can be reducing by grinding onto the rack angle. So the right answer is option C, rack angle. The next. Dovetail milling cutter falls under the category of option A. Plain milling cutter. Option B. Side milling cutter. Option C. End milling cutter. And option D. Fly cutter. So just you can see the dovetail kind of shape if you want to make onto the workpiece materials. So that will be the tool is being used, and that will be the end milling kind of cutter is being used over here. So just you can see this is our one kind of end milling kind of cutters. So the right answer is dovetail milling cutter falls under the category of end milling cutter. So at the end of the cutter, that will be the cutting edges. Then next question. A perfect square on the end of round shaft can be milled by mounted it on option A. Differential. Option B. A compound rest. Option C. An index plate. And option D. A dividing head. So basically dividing head that will be used to dividing the periphery. So by the application of dividing head, a perfect square on the end of the round shaft, it will be possible. So the right answer is option D. The next question. The accurate spacing of teeth in a gear blank requires the use of option A. Dividing head. Option B, an index plate. Option C, a gear tooth vernier. And option D, universal table. So basically dividing head that will be used to dividing the periphery of the job. Just you can see that will be the periphery of the job, or you can say that will be the blank to make a gear. So if you want to dividing this periphery into equal number of parts, so you can use the dividing head. So if you want to learn in details for that dividing head and the indexing mechanisms, so you will find a link in my description box. So the right answer is a dividing head that will be used for accurately spacing the teeth into the gears. So there are several kind of mechanism is being used. The next question, helical gears can be cut on following type of milling machine. Option A, vertical. Option B, horizontal. Option C, universal. And option D, multi-spindle. So basically helical gears that will be having an helix angle. So you should use the universal kind of milling machines onto the working onto any angles. So the more preferred that will be the universal milling machine is being used to cut a helical gears. Then next question, feed rate in milling operation is expressed as option A, mm per tooth. Option B, mm per RPM of the milling cutter. Option C, RPM. And option D, mm. So basically feed rate into the milling operations that will be expressed as a mm per tooth. So the right answer is option A. The next question, the angle between the face of the blade and a line passing through the nose parallel to the milling cutter axis is called. Option A, axial rack. Option B, radial rack. Option C, relief angle. And option D, clearance angle. So as from the nomenclature of milling cutters, the axial rack that will be called as the angle between the face of the blade and the line passing through the nose, which is parallel to the milling cutter axis. So that will be called as a axial rack. So the right answer is option A. So if you like this, then subscribe and share more the mechanical engineering tutorials. Thank you so much and keep watching.